Okay, so here are some of the supplies we're going to need before we get started today. Makeup remover, mirror, the lash and dye kit, the perm kit, Q-tips, cotton balls, and Vaseline. First things first, you're going to need to remove any makeup or oil or anything you might already have on your eyes. Grab your cotton ball, dry that off because you're going to need a nice dry surface. Now in the perming kit, there's going to be a little box that says lift pads. Find that and figure out which one is probably going to be the best size for you. Here you go, lift pads. I had to pick small because I have short, stubby little eyebrows. But definitely pull them out, look around, figure out which ones you like the most. Some of them range from large, medium, medium 1, medium 2, and small. I have already figured this out for myself, but take a second before you do this to gauge which one is going to look best for your eyelashes. See, that one's like the skinniest one for me. Alright, once you figure out what lift pads you're going to need, grab the glue. There you go. Grab the glue, and you're going to coat that eye pad with some of the glue. And then once you get a little bit on there, you're going to have to let it dry and kind of get a little bit tacky before you stick it on your eyelid, because it is going to want to come off. So if it's not dry enough and tacky enough, it's going to be a huge pain in the butt. Go ahead and just give it a generous first coat, and then you're going to want to wait a little bit. Alright, I'm feeling pretty good about it at this point, so I'm just going to go ahead and slap it on my eyelid. Now this is kind of a tricky part because it is a really odd shape, but you do want to get it as close to your eyelashes as possible, or you're going to end up tinting a little more of your eyelid. The struggle for getting this eye pad on just right are the corners. The corners naturally want to come undone because they're not shaped to the curve of your eyeball. So I would stick it on there and then pinch back the corners, stick it on there and pinch it back, stick it on there, pinch it back. And this took a little while until I was totally comfortable with the way that it looked. Also, I accidentally smushed some of my eyelashes up underneath there, so I grabbed the little white wand that comes with the kit and sort of dug them back out from under there. It's pretty important to get everything, because if you miss any of your eyelashes, you're going to have a couple eyelashes sticking straight out, but the rest are all curled up. And those corners, man, they're so tough to get just right. Okay, you've got your eyeball looking like a crazy person. Perfect. Grab that glue again and start slapping it on that eye pad. This is the same kind of deal. You're going to put it on there, let it get dry, then you're going to add some to your actual eyelashes, let that dry, and then you're going to start pressing them back one by one. Now this part of the process I did not expect to take so long, but go ahead and give yourself like 10 minutes to slowly and meticulously press on all of those eyelashes, because they're not bent this way naturally and they're going to fight it for a while. Until the glue really starts drying, you're going to be fighting your lashes for at least 10 minutes. I'm serious. Okay, at this point I've probably been working on my eyelashes for 4 minutes. The corners of these things. I just grab the butt of the white wand and I just kind of press it back in. Grabbed a little more glue because I didn't feel like I quite had enough, and went back in it. I think at this point I'm at 6 minutes of pressing these bad boys back, and you can kind of tell I'm starting to get somewhere. Alright, I am more than halfway done with the process at this point, and I'm just consistently and carefully stroking them back. Patience is key for this part. This is how they should look at the very end of the process. You can see they're all pretty tacky, they're all stuck straight up, and that's how it's supposed to look. I got all my lashes and they're all sticking and nothing is popping off the little iPad at this point. Okay, grab the little vial that says Perm. You are going to use that makeup removing cloth Oh yeah, there's a little stopper in these guys. I wasn't expecting the first time I did this. But this is important. Use your makeup remover. Yep. And wipe off the wand. And you're going to want to wipe off the wand every single time, because I use that little wand for every one of these chemicals, and I don't think you really want to cross contaminate them. So I wipe it off with the makeup removing towel, then I dry it off with the cotton swab, and now the perming stuff is stinky. I wasn't expecting that either, but honestly, I've never had my hair permed and this stuff smells like burning hair. But generously coat your eyelashes. I'm realizing now watching this that I probably didn't wait the minute that I should have after I felt totally finished with my gluing process, which is probably why some of them popped off halfway through, but that's okay. Ideally, when you're done gluing your eyelashes back, give them a full minute to really sit there and think about what they've done. Once you've done all that, then start applying your perm. You can see here, I'm just carefully coating them. You don't want to get down too close to your eyelid, because if it gets in your eye at that point, it's really going to start burning. And they say if it starts burning, to rinse your eyes out with cold water, and it's just more processing and have to start over. Just be careful. Just don't get it in your eyeballs. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Alright, really globbed it on there. Nice and thick. Perfect. Look like a psycho. I, at some point after recording this shot, set a timer for 12 minutes. Put your little stopper back in that thing, put the lid back in it, put it back in your kit. It's pretty helpful to remain organized throughout this whole process. Oh, there's my husband. He's so cute. I went ahead and took this opportunity to clean the little wand again. Set the timer for 12 minutes. So I'm realizing now that I filmed this wrong, but that's okay. So in the 12 minutes I've got while the perming solution is sitting, I'm going to go ahead and mix my tint. If you take the brow and the eyelash and brow tint dyeing kit, you get this little bottle. Squeeze out like an inch or so, and then grab the developing solution, which is hydrogen peroxide, by the way. Get like 10 drops, but don't put it directly in there first, because it comes out faster than you think it will. Grab the lid and do it like this, and that way if you put too much, you can just pour it back in and do it over again. The first time I made this, I dropped it right on the liquid. It was way too much. It was way too thin. So this is going to take a lot of patience as well, because you're going to have to stir the heck out of this like dye concentrate. I mean, you're going to sit there stirring it with this dumb little wand for like, I think maybe I sat there for 5 minutes or something, maybe at least 4 minutes, stirring it as vigorously as I can with this tiny plastic flimsy little wand bit. It really takes a while for the developing liquid to break it apart. We're about 3 minutes in, and it's starting to look like a pretty good paste. You definitely want a good strong paste consistency, so when you put it on your eyes, you don't want it running back down your lashes into your cornea. Not that that happened to me or anything, but you do want to make sure that it's very sturdily on your lashes and isn't going to go flying off anywhere like crazy. But just bear in mind, this part will require some patience. Okay, we're at the end of my perming set, and I'm just kind of pressing some of the lashes back on here. I've got my tint ready, but I'm not going to need it for a little while. Now leave the perming solution on, grab your number 2 fixations solution. It's blue, and you're going to apply that next. Make sure that you have a clean little wand before you do this, because you don't want to mix solutions like I said. The little stopper out. They're all going to have little stoppers like that. Take a little stopper out, grab your little wand, and apply it just like the perming solution. I really like to glob it on there. I just want to be totally sure that they're all covered. Oh yeah, I look like such a pro. I did have a couple of people in the laundromat looking at me pretty funny, but I don't care. They can do what they want with their free time. Clean the little white pad, or excuse me, the white wand. Put this stopper back in, the lid back on, put it back in its perfect little slot. And then set a timer for 12 minutes because you're going to sit with this stuff on your eyelashes for another 12 minutes while all the other people do their laundry. Okay, 12 minutes is up. I have to take off the blue stuff now. Got my handy dandy white wand and I'm just scraping that stuff off. When I get most of it, I'm going to grab my Q-tip. I'm going to make sure I really get it off because after this part is the tint and you want your eyelashes to be, you don't really want them to be affected. So I wipe off. I use a clean Q-tip until I don't see any blue wiping off on the Q-tip. It kind of takes a couple passes because there's a lot. Also, bear in mind, I didn't say this earlier, but the blue stuff stings really bad if you get it too close to your eyelids, so be very, very careful not to get it too close to your eyelids. Honestly, every single one of these chemicals will sting really bad if you get it too close to your eyelids, so you just be very cautious. If you don't have steady hands, definitely let somebody else do this for you. Alright, so you guys are going to witness me make a little bit of a mistake here. I mean, it's not a mistake so much as I don't really have the right supplies to do this. I have a little Vaseline in a tube. I would rather use the stuff that you kind of like get out of a jar. And I applied it to the iPad that comes with the tint browing kit. And I put it under my lashes here because I was going to try and tint my lower lashes and my upper lashes. If all you're doing is tinting and you're not perming, then you use these iPads to keep your eyes closed and you have somebody else do it. And it's a lot easier that way. But I did not. I'm doing it myself. And so I was being ambitious and I was going to try and tint everything. Now grab your little white wand, make sure it's clean, and load it up with dye. See that? That's the dye. And just start spreading it on there like you spread on the perm and the fixation stuff. Just start spreading it on there. Really wanted to get my lower lashes. Still kind of bummed that didn't work, but it was either that or dye my eyelids. So I had to choose the lesser of two evils, which was to completely give up on my lower lashes. And at this point, I'm just surprised that nobody called the police, that there's some crazy person making himself look like a raccoon. But I did really, really want that to work. Also, I think at one point I poked my eye with this stuff, but I was wearing my contact and I didn't realize it until it was like too late. All that to say, be careful. Don't be dumb. Don't be overambitious. If you want to do both, have somebody do it for you. Probably don't do it in a laundromat. Totally gave up on the lower eyelid. That's okay. I set my timer. 12 minutes is up at this point. And I am trying to keep my iPad attached to my eyeball. And keep my eyelashes attached to the iPad because they will just kind of keep popping off. Okay. Grab your Q-tip. We are removing the tint. You definitely want to make sure to have a clean Q-tip at this point because it certainly helps to make sure you get all the tint off before you remove the iPad. So you are just going to slowly and meticulously use your Q-tip to scrape off all of the tint from the iPad. Alright, when you get everything off, if you feel really comfortable about that, grab your nutrition oil. I'm pretty sure this stuff is just to make sure that you didn't needlessly fry the heck out of your oil. If you're curious who I'm talking to, there's this really, really talkative old man wearing these Homer Simpson slippers who just kept telling me really bad jokes and really alarming stories about his time in the war, just very casually. And it was entertaining, but very distracting. Anyways, grab your wand, make sure it's clean before you do this, dip it in the nutrition oil, and apply it to your eyelashes. This step doesn't take 12 minutes like the other steps do. I really only let it sit on my lashes for maybe just a few minutes before removing it and cleaning it off. Really probably only like a minute or two of me applying that. Plug it, cap it, put it back in there. Oh, look at me fake laughing. Such a good story. Thank you for telling me. Oh, old man, you're so quirky and old. Alright. Time to take the other stuff off, put the cleaning solution on it. I grabbed another fresh Q-tip for this. Ooh, forgot. See, it even got me and I knew all about it. Now this stuff will sting like a bitch because it's very liquid. It's so liquidy. Oh man, it really. And you just have to let it sting. You just have to let it sting and take it. You can use the nutritional oil or the cleaning stuff to take off the iPad. It really doesn't matter. It's more the glue and the dye underneath the iPad that you need to worry about. Here I am, still entertaining that old guy talking to me. But there's dye left over on my eyelid. And there's glue left over on my eyelid too. You can kind of see there's still some dye coming off on the Q-tip. So I obviously didn't get all of it. It's really okay though, it still did its job, and as long as I get the dye off of my eyelid before it sets for too long, I'm fine. Just make sure that you get them really good and clean. Silly old man, I don't care what you're saying. Such a crazy thing to say. What? No, I don't believe you, because I don't. Don't mind me, just removing this glue from my eyebrow. By the way, I definitely got some crazy looks doing this in a laundromat, because during my 12-minute times, I was transferring laundry around, and people were looking at me sideways. Alright, plug it, cap it, put it back. They come with these little spoolies, and at this point I am done. And look at those freaking eyelashes. They look gorgeous. Hello. They're standing straight up. It looks like I just put some mascara on. But I like to grab my little spoolie, separate them, and get a better idea of what it is that I'm dealing with. I think I even grabbed a little more of the nutrition oil just to kind of give them like a thick, wet, glistening look. And I was feeling myself. Oh yeah. The dye is tricky. I always grab my makeup cloth. Just do a good once over. I don't want any of that left behind. Yep, went ahead and grabbed some of the nutritional oil, put it on my other eyelashes too. It just made such a pretty look. It's like applying mascara, but instead of mascara, it's like vitamins. Doesn't that look amazing? Not wearing any mascara. Looks so good. When you're totally done, grab up all your cotton swabs, Q-tips, makeup wipes, collect it all, throw it away, and congratulate yourself. Because you now have the most amazing eyelashes. Boom, check that out. So cool. Ta-da!